About literacy across content areas. So it's all about responsive teaching. It's going to be a three-part analysis of the framework. Credited to Ms. Laura Cobb, has done some of the background research, and she's going to be credited for that. Before reading, enlarge their prior knowledge before learning. During reading, you have to mentally develop ways to monitor and improve their comprehension while learning. One of the big cornerstones of differentiated instruction is also to do a feedback loop to make sure that they understand the preceding lessons so that they can build upon that knowledge base. Another thing we like to use, which is called the jigsaw method, where you concentrate into smaller groups so that each person within the group has a larger responsibility of being a subject area specialist in a particular setting. So what that does, it gives everybody accountability, it gives everybody a concentration area, and then we can rotate so that everybody will get equal time under the different parts of the lesson to make sure that you get efficacy with that. After reading, apply new information and meaningful experiences after learning. At the end of the day, the most important and impactful things that you're going to learn come from you actually being able to draw upon personal experiences or anecdotal experiences, anecdotal evidence, to attach it and marry it so that you guys have those mnemonic devices that come up through your own thinking. All right. Responsive teaching requires knowledge of how students read and write. So learning styles, understanding their background knowledge on whatever the subject or subject matter or the relative experiences in their day-to-day life has a huge impact on how they read, how they comprehend, and how they write and express those emotions and thoughts and any other background information they have relevant to that topic, right? So teaching is a problem-solving process. Teaching is about revising, teaching practices, and improvisation. At the end of the day, we're all educators, so we do assessments and different areas of assessing to see their weaknesses and their strengths and curtail the lessons to that. All right. So before reading, prepare students for learning activity by having their prior knowledge, their building background. Have all of those building blocks in place like we just previously discussed on a couple of other slides. Activating prior knowledge is a good literacy strategy because it already gives them a Rolodex of what they already know so that they can apply that current knowledge to a building base, right? Previewing text or problems. Sometimes giving them a quick snippet of what they're going to be tackling in their head will give them a little time for them to almost basically prep. Establishing a purpose for reading or learning, generating questions is all about the learning process, so it's a very important process, especially during DI. And especially during exit slips or exit questions to see what their comprehension is and where they're going on that. Oh, I think I have it on time. Go back, swipe it again. Second grade students are learning 2-digit addition. Allow students to discuss what they know about the topic. So being able to, even in mathematics, even in ELA, even in social studies, different areas, it's always good to see what they already know and how to build on that. And at that time, you can redirect and refocus so that they understand anything so that no misconceptions will come. All right, reading has a huge carryover to math, right? So at the end of the day, if you can't read with comprehension, if you can't ascertain what you have to do in a particular manner when it comes to a word problem or even using something like order of operations, it all translates over. It's all about comprehension, no matter whether you're doing the sciences, the STEM fields, or you're actually writing a composition, say argumentative essay or informative essay like they do in the FSA. Allow students during class time to understand, to discuss what they actually know about the topic. One of the great ways or devices to do is actually to have a journal. Have them do that as a bell ringer activity that can have them jog their memories, get themselves loose and ready for whatever come may. And at the same time, they get some really good practice about being able to actually expound on what they know. Because the best way to learn something is to be able to teach it. All right. Allow students to discuss what they know about the topic, 2 to 3. So record the ideas, chart, have them chronograph this thing. It can be used even as a grade to do a folder, which is a good one. All right. So again, with the reading strategies, we want to engage students with text, self-monitoring comprehension. So in other words, have the students grade their own work, critique their own work. You can do it in groups, you can do it in pairs, you can even do it as a Socratic method with the whole class engaging into it. Verify and formulate predictions. So have them see what they think is going to be the outcome and then compare it to what they did to get that thought process going. The Freire model, the semantic feature analysis, semantic mapping. So being able to formulate a thought process and dissect it and analyze, those are all key components to just overall success in academics. Okay. All right, so just for the sake of time, this link is not currently working, but what they're talking about is the hierarchy of strategies. It's understanding that you have an exhibition process in the beginning, you have an apex framework, and then you have the climax where you get the learning. Okay, same repeat, same repeat, same repeat. There you go. And one of the three things that we definitely want to be talking about is the exit slips, using index cards for their journal mapping, as well as being able to use those bell ringers and those exit strategies, those exit slips. Those are huge because that's almost like a mini assessment without having to have the real pressure of doing it all.